Around the same time, people received this Amber Alert to their phones. Johnston County Sheriff's deputies spotted the wanted car nearly 2 hours away from where they say the kidnapping happened. This was a mass shooting in the heart of Midtown Manhattan. Now, it led to this response right here outside of the Blackstone building. This is the very front of that huge backup on 87. They tried to throw it against that door to break it. It didn't work. New tonight, recently returned search warrants obtained by WRAL reveal new details about the boat crash that killed a 10-year-old girl on Harris Lake over the weekend. That suspect came down this staircase this afternoon just around 2 with that screaming 4-year-old child in his arms. He then made it out into this parking lot where he went into a car and they drove off. Is there anything you want to say to the mother of that child?
I love my daughter, and that is my daughter.
How often would state come through, and what would that look like? Would you be freaked out doing something like that?
I'd be nervous for sure.
I saw you both were tearing up. Describe what just happened there.
And everything was beating around in this like a washing machine.
And the woman who made that 911 call tells us that she was sitting in this chair right here when that bullet came whizzing over her head. Right, this is going to give you shivers. A nighttime walk around the yard sent a Raleigh woman to the ER. So first I want to call your attention to this. So this isn't supposed to be here.
How'd that happen?
So, guys, this one, he was bopping people with
Allegedly.
It makes Chu Reno smile when she remembers spending time with Jonathan Schaefer.
Especially if you're having like a bad day, Jonathan made it good.
Her life changed when Schaefer's ended. Only those through these doors know what happened during that shooting. Reno was there. She tells us what she remembers while cuts heal on her hands from trying to escape.
There was a boom, and I was like, I thought something like crashed in the kitchen or like there was a crash outside. I hear another one, and I look over and I see Jonathan, and his shoulders like shattered, and I was like, oh my God, there's someone shooting. And so she thought it was a drive-by until she saw head chef George Colum.
When did you realize it was George?
George was standing at the bar after everything happened, and his face was like so calm, and I didn't understand at this point that he was the shooter, because like, why is he just standing there after all that happened? And so I saw him, and he looked at me, and he was like, Chu, just go. Just go. And then I ran outside, and then that's when I heard another gunshot, and that is when he killed himself.
When a person facing a mental health crisis is involuntarily committed in North Carolina, they're taken to the first hospital that has the space. That's often Holly Hill. With more than 300 beds, it's one of the largest behavioral health facilities in the state.
The whole system's broken, and Holly Hill's in a huge spot where they could make it better. And they're just one of the bigger problems out of it.
A former employee who worked there for 3 years spoke with us on the condition we hide their face and their voice. We asked about the required state inspections. How often would state come through, and what would that look like?
Surprisingly, they didn't come through very often.
About once a year, they said, for about a week. A group of about 10 surveyors, sometimes more, depending on how many complaints they're looking at. And it could be dozens of complaints, according to a former executive at the hospital. The visit is unannounced, but former employees say once surveyors arrive, so does a frenzy.
When state would come through, I saw them put staff shirts on kitchen people and have the kitchen people be on the units, so it looked like they had enough staffing numbers.
We took those concerns to 2 former high-level leaders at Holly Hill. They each worked at the facility within the past 3 years. Under the condition of an anonymous video call, they said the scramble during state visits goes beyond finding staff.
I've seen the corporate team take policies from other hospitals that are needed and just put Holly Hill's name on it and turn it over to the surveyor.
Another member of leadership says they were asked to make up minutes for a meeting that never happened.
I do believe that the survey process is thorough. However, staff are handpicked for the interviews for those that won't give too much information or make Holly Hill look bad.
After the state conducts its surveys, hospitals are required to write up a plan with how they'll correct and monitor issues. But these high-level leaders say that was often the end of the state's involvement.
At my time there, which was a little over a year, I never saw them come back in and revalidate that plan of correction.
If patients can't choose where they go when they're committed, former Holly Hill employees hope they'll leave better than they came, but fear that's not the case.
I know that as we sit here talking right now, there's a patient being transported on the way to Holly Hill, and I feel really sorry for them.
This Clayton living room is also Isaiah's bedroom.
This is where we hang out. This is where Isaiah stays all the time. All the things happen right here.
Machines and tubes.
So this is quite literally all of the medications that he takes on a daily basis.
It's a day-to-day that looks different than that of most 6-year-olds.
The kind of things that, you know, other families may have, and it's okay because it's ours, and what we have is beautiful, but it's just different.
When Isaiah was a baby, he developed a rare form of childhood epilepsy, then neuromuscular scoliosis. A challenging life, but it came with a built-in best friend.
I try to make the line from right there.
His older brother, James.
He just means a lot to me. Like, I know he's not a normal brother, but he still means a lot to me. He's the best brother I could have.
He just adores James, absolutely adores him. He watches for him and he smiles. He lights up, his eyes light up when he sees him.
Seeing each other became less frequent in March, when medical problems meant Isaiah's week stay at Duke Health turned into nearly 2 months.
Like, every time I came home from the hospital, I started crying because I didn't have a lot of time. I had like only a few hours with him.
The longest stretch yet, until one day came after school.
Why are you here?
James saw his mom in the driveway, and he knew.
No!
Isaiah was home.
Go look inside.
I started crying because I knew that my mom would not leave Isaiah at the hospital.
This video took to others too. It has millions of views on social media.
I did not expect that type of response, that I still, just thinking about it, choke up, you know, because it was so hard and it was so heavy on all of us.
As is often the case, the hardest moments can also bring the most special ones.
The journey may not look like how you expected it to, but it can still be really, really beautiful.